from yesterday's action, we saw more African players drop out of the tournament or exit the tournament, as it were, and it's not looking good for Africa's chances of getting, a top 3 finish or even winning the competition. Remember, this is the very first right there in Africa in over 84 years, talking about hosting the world. Now, exciting matches unfolded with more African players shown the exit door yesterday. Algeria's Mehdi Bouloussa got spectators up on their feet on Monday evening at the championship as the world number 77 produced an electric display, falling agonizingly short to world number 11 Lim Jonghoon in a full-distance thriller. 4 games to thriller ended. In the women's category, Nigeria's Fatimo Bello also bowed out of the World Table Tennis Championship in the round of 6-4 as she suffered a heavy defeat to Portuguese FU Yu, losing all 4 games they played. All Nigerian women's players are now out of the championship, but for Egypt, it's looking good as 15-year-old Hana Goda is still in the race to win a medal for Africa, as well as world number 1, Africa's number 1 when it comes to the women's game. And talking about Dina Meshrev. Now, joining us to discuss this is Hassan Abdulsalam, who joins us virtually. Hassan, it's good to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning. It is a pleasure to join you this morning to discuss the ping pong game in Africa. It has been a while. We saw a beautiful World Championship in Africa over 84 years, and we are back in Africa to host this particular Monday. And it has not been a good start for the African players, but irrespective, there are some of the players that will be hopeful to get something from at the end of the day.
Okay, let me get your thoughts. You just said it's not been a good round in recent times for African players. Yesterday we had about 4 African players exit the scene. What do you make of the recent ouster of African players? Does it have to do with the quality of tennis on display by them, or how good their opponents were? What do you make of those exits?
Yeah, going into the competition proper, these African players have been trying their possible best to come to this particular competition. I was able to talk to some of them before this particular competition. All their aiming is just to go to Durban and go beyond the first round, and which we have seen some of them did, and some of them were unable to advance more than the first round. But the culture of table tennis in Africa has gone beyond this. In the past years, it is hardly for you to see Nigerian African players in general moving out of the first round. But this particular year, we've seen shocker results. 15-year-old Hana Goda, 19-year-old Matita, who is in the second round, and some of these players are in the second round already to prove that the ping pong game has grown in Africa beyond what we've seen in the past decade, and hopefully our own very Hana Goda might go all ahead to get a medal at the end
Abdulsalam, thank you. I would like to ask you, Abdulsalam, looking at how dominant the Asians are in the sport, which of the African stars you think can go farthest at the championship? When you look at Dina Meshrev, Hana Hana Goda, and of course Omar Assar, among these African players, which do you think will go farthest in this tournament?
Yeah, looking at Hana Goda in his draw, he has one of the least draw that can make him to advance to pick a medal at the end of the day in this particular competition. Same thing as Hana Goda as well. She might go as well to pick a medal. But this is World Championship where we have the Asian players who has been the one dominating the ping pong games for years. They have the structure and everything to dominate the game. And looking at it, it might just be the home advantage for Hana Goda and Hana Goda to pick a medal at the end of the day.
Okay, it will be interesting to see how that pans out, and we know quite well that Omar Assar as well can also make a deep run. But looking at the fact that this is the first time an African country is hosting the world in 84 years, what significance does this hold for the growth and development of the sport in Africa?
Before the championship, Hana Goda said this particular competition will be used to motivate younger players that are coming into the game, and that has just given the players the opportunity to leverage on things they can do and develop the game in Africa. Before now, it is for youth. For the past 2 to 3 years, we have not hosted any international competition. When I say international competition, that involved players across outside Africa. The last time we saw that was in 2019, where Nigeria hosted the ITTF Challenge Plus, and then since then, COVID-19 and other factors have affected hosting international competition. But this particular competition has been used to motivate other African players, because when you see the likes of Matitaiwo and Hana Goda doing well on African soil, and that has just given them the motivation that they can do better than what the senior colleagues are currently doing right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Hassan Abdulsalam, for your in-depth analysis in the world of table tennis. We do appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure to join you. Thank you very much.